hear me. We're going to be answering inside of the question pane. So I know there was a few, there's a little bit of confusion of where you should be asking the questions. There's actually a question pane on your box. And just real quick, just let me know if has anybody taken action on what happened yesterday, and did anybody find any value through the first day of the boot camp? Okay, cool, cool. Good, good, good. All right, so what we're going to do today is that we're actually going to I'm going to show how to actually build that funnel, but at the same time we're going to go over a little bit of product research and some more of the advanced features on what to do after you get the winning product. So so typically, as you guys already know, like it only really takes one product in order to make $1 million, or even a seven-figure Shopify business. So yesterday we went over a little bit of print on demand and how to take that and scale that to the next level. And actually, with that same training yesterday, you could actually create your own white label, your own fashion brand, or even just continue creating shirts. Now you can use that same type of funnel with any type of product. That's the thing about it. One of the main things that we learned is that you can take a funnel and then just kind of change out the components and put different key figures in that. And so I'm going to show an example of that today. So if you guys did miss yesterday, it's going to be a little bit more on the drop shipping product portion of it. But at the same time, we're still going to build out the same funnel. And we're going to do that in front of you guys so you guys can see how to use those permalinks and exactly how to do it. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to focus on this store right here. All right. And so yesterday we went over some of the tactics that we use in order to find products, and which is definitely a great tactic. We use it all the time. But then we also use other tactics as well. And so with this one, it actually helps out a ton of a lot, especially if you're getting products and you feel like they're burnt out. You feel like that so many people have already tried them, or it's been old, or you don't know if it's in demand again. One of the key things that I use right here is actually Commerce Inspector. Now, Commerce Inspector, it used to be called Shopify Inspector. Now, what Commerce Inspector does is, for one, it lets you know any store's best sellers. But also with that, you can also subscribe to stores and you can see how much the store has made. So we have this store here. And we can see here just in last week, it made over $200,000, right? And it sold over 7,000 units. And so one of the reasons why I'm looking at the units is because I see how much they're actually selling. And then when you scroll down, you can see their best-selling products last week. Now, when we actually click on best-selling products, you can see that it's not always the same as what's actually being shown. So if you're using that the code for best-selling products, or you're looking at their best-selling products, not all the time is the very top their best-selling product, but they could actually have moved on to another product. Or a lot of times what people do is they actually create coding in order to get people to stop them from using their best product. So if you ever find my story, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. There's actually stores that I've been to that will show videos and let you know that they know that you're trying to steal their products. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to look at what their actual best sellers are. And this is up to date. Remember, this is within the last week. All right, so within the last week, we see that there is over $200,000, and it's broken down by these different products here. So we have the White Bright teeth whitening, changes forever. Now, this one, they launched it over a month ago. The other thing that I also look at here is that they have different packages, which means that they're doing different deals with them. So they're actually doing some great things with it. You can see that this one was launched 18 days ago. That means that they're scaling. So if they're creating a bundle package of a 3-pack of $89.99, this lets me know that this is their best seller. And from that 18 days ago, well, just this week still, this item has made $12,500 as the new upsell. Then it's also made $22,000 with whatever promotion is going on here, so at 800 units, and another $35,000 here. See, and you can see by comparison through that best-selling app that we were looking for right there, that's not what was number one. That's not what was really shown. All right, and then the second thing that we look at is that they also have a sale here with the Cart iPocket. And so they have here $79.96 for a 4-pack and $19.99 for a single pack. So you can see here that the single pack sold about $9,000, 450 units. But it actually sold better as a 4-pack because it made $12,000, 500, and they sold 175 units. Right, and then so that definitely shows you that their average order value is actually increased with this, and that you'll definitely be getting more sales with it. So what you also want to do is also dissect. And for those of you that are following along, once again, this is Commerce Inspector. You can get this from Google Chrome extensions. And this is actually a paid version. I'm on this one is actually the Pro. We use a couple of different features and have a couple of different ones. But basically, it allows you to subscribe to the stores. And so now when I'm looking at it too, you want to look at the possibilities of what it is, the reason why they're doing this, so that you can see how you want to start yours, so that you're not starting from ground zero and having to try to figure out why your cost per purchase is so high and things like that. But what you're doing is you're looking in and you're examining already what it is that they're doing on their end. So for instance, if now that I see that there's a pack right here and I see that there's a bundle deal right here, that lets me know that it might not sell as that I might not receive as much profit with just it by itself. So they're either just scaling just to increase their sales, which there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely do it all the time. But then they could also be scaling because it seemed like the product was maybe dying out. But now if you look at this, now the way that I'm looking for my products, it now changed. Now I have a bigger confidence with launching some of these items. How many people have actually seen the Cart iPocket and the teeth whitener inside their product research? Has anybody actually seen this and thought about running it before? Go ahead and answer it on the question bar. Okay, yeah. So I see some people actually seen it. Thought about launching it. Okay, has anybody launched this before? Somebody said that they saw it and thought it was overrated. Definitely funny, right? Now the thing that's funny about it is this happens to me all the time. I have products coming to me all the time, and I might think that it's actually overrated, but the truth is we never really know how well it's doing for somebody. It can be the most simplest thing that's making thousands and thousands of dollars, as you can see. So, and we may also think that maybe too many people hopped on it and they can't really make sales with it. Now look at this. This was only launched a month ago. Which means that now not launched on Facebook ads a month ago, but launched within their store a month ago. So it could have actually been sitting there. Who knows? But basically, this person has found a way to sell it. And then, so something like this, it actually builds the confidence for that product. All right. So that's definitely something to look at. Now let's take a look at their bundle deal and some of the things that they're creating here. So they have a great 3-pack, and it's really just a simple page. They have a little bit more information about it. The button's pretty small, but they're definitely an established store, so more than likely they have return customers, which return customers is great. But always go into their page, break it down, go back and take a look, see if there, any of these are on there that you don't have. Do you have your own phone number on the top? Even if somebody does not answer your phone, even if it's just a voicemail, you will receive some complaints about people. Calling the number and not necessarily reaching anybody. But at the same time, it does actually create the sale because there's a little bit more trust when you see that there's actually a Facebook number I'm sorry, you actually see that there's a phone number that you can reach um, in order to create the order, or if you get stuck on anything. It helps create that. It just helps create that trust and stability for your products. And so that could be a reason why this one is converting so well, is because they have all of their things in order. The FAQ, the help with my order, the return policy. Just kind of take a look at what their store has that you don't have. And so here you can even see that they have a queue here, right? And then so you can actually search the order. And then another great thing as well about Shopify Inspector or Commerce Inspector, let's go ahead and go back. So another great thing about it too is that it also tells you what apps are they using on their store. Great, right? So we can see that they're using Hotjar. We can see that they're using Mixpanel, Criterio, Visual Web Optimizer, Wheelio, Mixpanel Integrator. This is how you kind of keep up to date on what's actually going on. Multi-currency converter, so some of these things can actually help you out a little bit better. Another thing that I look at too is that they're using FOMO, which is it used to be called Notify. Now FOMO means that basically these sales that are coming up, this is not a fake app, but this actually means that this is real time. So that also lets me know that they're selling these products right now. So I can actually see these as they're going. Okay. So you can actually, so as the sales are coming, that means that those sales are actually real. Somebody has to actually place the order. So unless they're placing the order themselves day in and day out, which I highly doubt, then the sales that are coming up are real. So then you can actually catch a product that's going on fire before it actually goes on fire as well. So say that you don't want to do the cart eye pocket or the teeth whitener because we're on a webinar, it's packed out, and a lot of people are probably going to do it now, which I do suggest to do it. We see that it's definitely selling. But we can actually click on products and now see what's been launched inside their store recently. Because they're not just going to stop on their store. There's going to be, sooner or later, they're going to be launching stuff again. So what is it that they're putting in their store right now? And is it selling? All right. So is it selling? This is actually a key part as well, because you can actually stay up to date with it. If you're afraid of missing the wave and trying to catch it right when it starts, you can test out the products that they're testing. So let's say this one was sent 3 days ago. Let's see how well this one is doing. Right, as this loads, is anybody getting any value out of this? Let me know inside the questions pane. I just want to know if everybody's getting value. All right, cool. All right. So it looks like that item isn't even available anymore. Let's see if we can find another one. And sometimes Commerce Inspector, it does this, where you have to kind of go backwards in order to get out of the app to see some of this. It's a small glitch, but it's still a great item to have. So let's see. Let's go back to products. Let's see what else has been launched. Let's go with 5 days ago. I'm not sure what that is, but let's see if it's actually making sales. All right, so now we clicked on it. We're on their page. And so launched 5 days ago, in the last week it's made $100. And it sold over 10 units. So it definitely can be an up and coming product. Now, granted that it was only launched 5 days ago. So granted that it was only launched 5 days ago, that the fact that it's already making $100, that's within a test. So what that lets me know is, okay, maybe I want to go ahead and test this out. And let's actually see what this is. And it's actually great. It's actually great that they have a video with it too, so that you can see how they're actually advertising it. And if you really want to go back and see exactly the way that they advertised it, go back on Facebook, type in the name of their store, um, and the name of the item the way that they wrote it, so that you can find it. All right. So this actually takes out the battle of finding a winning product. And if you guys has actually been paying attention, we just showed about like 4 or 5 winners here right now that you guys can actually test. Um, and so that's just with this particular store. All right. And um, And so when you're actually doing the store, you can view the store without subscribing. This was one of the questions. But you can view the store without subscribing, but you will not be able to see how much revenue they're making. And that's what's really the power is, because sometimes you go to these stores and you don't know what they're selling right now. They could have sold something a year ago and you're going by what's best selling for them, and it's no longer their best seller. But this lets you know what's happening like right now. Like they're making $4,000 off this miracle bike bag, $4,500 off this laser acupuncture. Anybody remember this from one of our webinars that we did? The laser acupuncture puncture pin. Yeah. So you can actually subscribe. You can watch and see how the sales go, and then this can actually answer some of your questions, because a lot of times we compare ourselves to other stores. We're like, oh, they're killing it with this item, but how come I can't get it going? It could be that this one item was way up here at one time and now it's down here. So it could be that maybe the item is just dying out. Maybe it's nothing that you're doing wrong. And that's something valuable to need, especially in Shopify. One thing that I want everybody to know, that Shopify, it's a big mental game at the same time. When you're trying to find a product and you're getting frustrated, the mentality part of it is like half the battle, because you don't know if you're doing things right. And a lot of people quit just because of the fact that they feel overwhelmed, or they feel like they can't find the right product, or they or like I said, like they tried some items and a lot of them didn't work, so they feel like they just can't get anything going with this. But then sometimes there's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes you just need that extra push, that one extra detail, that one extra thing that you're missing in order to just really make your business take off. Because every little part is necessary for your ads. Maybe it's your description. Maybe it's your ad itself. So comparing yourself to other stores, seeing exactly what it is that they're doing that you're not doing, down to the last app, utilizing the different themes, which was another question too. What theme was it? This theme right here is called DGUS. Stop spying on my theme. So basically they have their own coding. All right, so my criteria is for subscribing to these. For one, I'm going for the top stores, and I was actually going to get into that just now. So, and at any time, you guys can go ahead and write your questions inside the panel. We'll stop continuously to answer these questions as well. But first, before I actually subscribe to a store, I want to make sure that they're actually drop shipping. So I take a look at some of their products, and I see if I've seen some of these products before. And I'll make sure that they're one of the top stores that are doing well right now. So if we take a look here, we can actually see that there's some stores that they say have the same advertising, or let's check this out, with the same advertising pixels. So so that's actually really big if you think about it. So this one person that owns this, they also own some of these. Somehow, some way, they're intertwined. Quick charger promos, quick charger. So there's a lot of these are actually combined. And so it makes sense that an item is doing good, because now you know exactly where the item is. Now these different stores that pop up with it, they could have actually stopped this, because they obviously realize that people are spying on their stuff. So it's actually good when you press best selling and you see that there's coding and stuff like that. That means that you're dealing with somebody that's a player. They already know the game. They know that people are there to see their items. So you're actually seeing the things for the items. um, going back to the laser pen that I was talking about earlier for Tony, that it was actually showing in the bottom portion of the product selling. So now notice I'm not because I'm not subscribed to the store, that I can no longer see their products. I can no longer see how much they're actually making, right? Um, and so when I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I go to the top traffic as well before I actually subscribe, because you can change your subscribers. It just takes about like 30 days for it to come off. Um, and then there's also things that other people have viewed. And so I have seen Wiki Store. I just recently unsubscribed from Sugar and Cotton, so I know what their good products are. And so a lot of these, like, you'll see them over and over again. So so yeah, so definitely using this on different items helps. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it to um, you can see the traffic to the store. And so this also is what helps me to see if this is a store that I would like to use. So there's like 55.91% direct link clicks, but then you could kind of see that the rate that it was going, it started off high, it went down low. So what that lets me know is that they're probably not focusing on this store anymore, especially on the fact that I just went to a store and that store was doing really well as of right now. So I don't want to go exactly on this store. I want to use the other store. Um, so let's just go over to the account, and I'm going to show you how to pick a brand new store. All right. So you have two different areas. You have the top shops, which you can kind of see, like, what are the top shops right now on top of Shopify. And then actually have the most viewed. All right. And so that's actually one of the shops that we have. It became one of the top shops. And it's just kind of giving you a little bit more about it. So Do Gadgets and Do Perfect is also the same thing. But I like to also go to most viewed, because it can be a top shop, but then again, it's also from what time frame are we talking about. So some of the most viewed shops here that people are looking at, I want to also look at this. So Big Baller Brand is actually a good trending one. And then you also have like, your niche stores and things like that. So if you've been thinking about a niche store, you can go through and see what other niche stores there are. And so this one looks like they're mainly doing tattoos. Let's see what this is. Broodings. All right, cool. So that's some of the things that you can do. Let's see if we can find another store to subscribe to. Let's check out this store. All right, and so once again, all I'm doing is looking to see if they're drop shipping. Now, definitely it's a most viewed store. I look and I see other items that are drop shipped, possibly items that I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this, and I'm going to see what it is that they're using. So let's go ahead and subscribe to this one. All right, and they're using the Brooklyn theme as well. All right, cool. And so this store is not doing as well as the Dude Gadget store we just saw, but it is doing fairly well. But it is doing fairly well. We see that they generated 130,000 within the last week. But then they're also using a lot smaller ticketed items, because the last store that we were at, they had over 7,000 units sold. So so basically, it just lets us know that they're moving a lot more products. Now let's take a look here, and we see that there's some other items as well. So anti-smoking magnetic patch. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And we can see that this is one of their items. It's only about like $13. But then also look that they created that they actually created a bundle deal here. And then the other thing to look at too, I think I was asked this yesterday. What was a theme that I suggest? Is it is actually Brooklyn if you're doing a free theme, but also take a look at how they added coding to create that big button. Now coding, I don't know how to necessarily do it, so but you can actually find people that can do it for you. Freelancer.com and Fiverr, get somebody to actually do that, or even Google it. Try to see if you can find the code to make that bigger. All right, so you can see that they added a few extra things here in order to make to create this converting page. And so another thing I look at is that their average order value actually changes because they can go all the way to $70. They have this one for the $12.95. All right, and so now how I actually notice if this is the best or which one is actually selling the most is I take a look at the units. If I see that, so the first one is only $13, how many units is it selling? It's selling 1,750. So they're not doing the highest one all the time because the units actually kind of average out to about 25K. So it is kind of like using like some of the, just kind of utilizing some of the numbers and taking a look, utilizing some math, looking at the numbers and taking a look and see how this is actually working for you. All right. So, so this is one of the ways that we use. This is one of the ways that we use in order to subscribe. In order to subscribe to the store. All right, and choose what store I want to use, and then find the right type of and then find the right product. Is just by using this little item right here alongside with those other tactics that I showed yesterday, using the Google shortener and the Bitly in order to find different products. Now, for those of you that are more so looking for, the brand newest product. Now, there was actually a lot of products that probably weren't seen. And I do know a lot of people said that they weren't using some of those products. So those are some like brand new products that you guys probably haven't seen, but you can actually go to AliExpress with this as well. And let's say, well, it's pretty much fall, especially if you're doing like clothes, because it is back to school. Well, actually, school has already started for most people. Let's say that we do clothes. Let's go ahead and sort this by most orders. This one, well, I wouldn't actually do this because it's e-packet, because it's not e-packet unless it has a shorter time frame of delivery. Yeah, so you have to pay way too much in order to get it at a good delivery date. But also what I can do here is I can still use my Commerce Inspector on this item as well. All right, so we go ahead and let it think, and it's going to give us a better idea if it's something that we want to use. So this item right now is getting about like 28.7 orders a day. All right, and so now my rules on using a brand new product, because I get this question all the time. Do I just want to use a brand new product? Typically, what I teach is to use what's already selling. Is to already use what's selling and then go ahead and capitalize on what's already selling. But as well, I have seen people get success from doing a brand new product. I would say do it if you have a big budget. And so the whole thing about it is that there's a lot of products out there that can sell. There's a lot of products that can go that you can use. Now, what the whole purpose of us using these different tactics and using these different tools is not just to steal, but it is to actually save money up on a budget. So, for instance, you could test as many products as you would want, and you're going to find a winner. But if we go by what product is selling right now, the chances of you finding a winner is actually going to increase a lot more than you just going off of AliExpress and then just finding a regular product. So it's all a numbers game. Once again, you just want to increase your probability of making the sale. And then and we actually got some email marketing at the end of this too, so definitely stay tuned. But utilizing this, when you start to build your store and you start to really build your brand, you get to test out brand new products using some of the methods that I'm gonna teach today. and not utilizing Commerce Inspector or utilizing Facebook, but you can actually utilize your email list and send it out to them, or you can utilize your fan page, your whatever your following is, and send it out to them first in order to see if it's worthy of you testing. So it's just kind of more so saving you more money and not without having to test as much by increasing the chances of you getting a sale from off of the product. All right. And for some of you that have just tuned in, I know a few more people tuned in. This is Commerce Inspector again, and we just went over the product research. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these products to do. Let's go back here. All right, and we're going to use, let's see, we're going to use this. We're going to use the teeth whitener product. All right, and we're going to go ahead and put together a funnels page off of that. All right, cool. So now I'm at ClickFunnels. And if you guys were tuned in yesterday, we talked about how to actually build a ClickFunnels, or we talked about what the ClickFunnels should actually look like. Now we're going to build it. I'm going to show you guys how to create those permalinks in order to get it directly to the page and how it should actually go about looking like it. All right, so when you're doing this, you're going to use just a regular template to start off with. And this is going to be a very quick and easy tutorial on how to start your start like a ClickFunnels page. Now, once again, you want to test your products first. So don't spend too much time on creating all of these different pages or waste money on a ClickFunnels account and you haven't really got a consistent winner yet. You want to make sure that your product is scalable and that it's a winning product, meaning that you have like over 50 sales already, and you're ready to move on to the next level of it. So once you move on to the next level, you test on your regular store. You add the product, you're selling it, you're getting the right information, you're finding the right audience, and then you move your product over to here. And now the reason why you want to move it over to here is because, for one, ClickFunnels has the best optimization for actual mobile traffic. And so a lot of times, some of these themes, they actually crash when they get a lot of people on them. And we were talking about this yesterday. But when you get too much traffic inside one area, your theme starts to crash. And so instead of actually increasing in sales, sometimes the theme gets slower and the people are not able to check out. Or sometimes some of the apps don't act right. Or sometimes people just get confused. They do a little bit too much searching, or it's not enough value that you can add to that one page or that one sales page that's going to get people to sell. So this is the reason why I actually chose like the whitener, because you can actually you can give a little bit more about this. You can find more things about this and more information about it. And so you could take any one of these. Let's say that we let's start with this template right here. All right, so we're going to start with this template, and it doesn't have to be an opt-in page. We're actually going to make this a sales page. All right, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to do like a quick study on the product. So let's go back to the product. Let's see, what is the major selling point? For one, White Bright. So the greatest discovery ever made for teeth just happened. That's definitely already a tagline that's already working. And then remember, we also saw some other variations of the page too. So we can go through some of those other pages to see how we can get that going. All right, so they actually have looks like some little coding areas here that they don't know about. So update, despite going viral, we are officially back in stock. To make sure you don't have to pre-order later on, we highly recommend you submit your order today. So that's a great, so besides the little mistakes here, this is actually a pretty great This is actually a pretty great scarcity tactic. So it's actually it's actually a soft sell. And so what they're doing is they're telling people that, hey, this thing went out fast last time. So to avoid from you not being able to receive this item this time, go ahead and order it today. Now, most of the time we're drop shipping, so we don't really run out of stock. So we definitely know that this is a tactic. All right. And then utilizing some of this here, all we got to do is just place this onto our ClickFunnels page. So pretty much some of the work is done for us. It's just more so getting it done for ourselves. So actually putting the work in and making sure that this happens. All right. So we're going to go ahead and use this White Bright Now Teeth Whitening Changes Forever. And we're going to go to our ClickFunnels page. All right, and we're going to change it right here. And watch this. So now the changes forever, we're going to make that stand out and actually put that in gold. And so it's like we're already just kind of flowing with the theme. And one thing that we want to do is we also want to add the color changes. So we're going to make this like this is its own product, like as if this was its own store. So we want the colors to be consistent. We want everything to match each other. And so I'm gonna just kind of dulling this out just a tad bit. There we go. So that's not so bright. And then we're just gonna go back here and then see what else can we take out from this product. All right, so we'll take the second tagline here. The greatest discovery ever made for teeth just happened. And we'll bring it back to our ClickFunnels, and that will be our subtitle. All right, perfect, right? And so the only thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and move some of this padding. I'm going to move it down a bit so that it can all fit up on the page, especially when you're using a phone. When you're using a phone, it tends to look a little bit smaller, and things kind of change up on the phone. So definitely check go ahead and check your profile before this. Now, or check your page up on your mobile phone. Now, another thing too that will actually work for this is if you just find a logo for this too. So just find a name and a logo for it. Go ahead and brand this thing. All right, and so let's see if we can get this going. I'm just kind of moving some things out of my way. Let's type in teeth whitening. All right, we'll go to images. Number one being now we can find even more pictures. Let's find a logo. All right, so teeth whitening logo. And we don't want to just take everything, but we want to be able to change one around. All right, so we'll just take this one, and this can be our logo, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and we're just going to go ahead and grab this with ClickFunnels. I'm sorry, with PicMonkey, and we're going to make a very quick logo. All right. So now PicMonkey is kind of like a Photoshop that you can use on your actual, just on your regular computer. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just go over to my overlay. As you've seen, I just grabbed it from Google and found like a nice little icon. All right, and one thing that you can do too with this as well, and this is the reason why you want to already have the item doing well for you. So let's actually go to GoDaddy.com. But we're going to find a good domain name for this product. So let's see. We'll just type in White Smile. All right. So whitesmile.com. Let's try White Bright. Let's see. So whitebright.net. We can actually use that. So that's actually pretty good. So we'll just name it White Bright. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and change the canvas color to something a little bit more around the same area so I can see what it looks like. All right, and automatically I can see that this would probably just need a white circle behind it. I'm going to send that to the back and change the color to white. And actually we're going to make this a little bit bigger so that it just comes around the product. All right, and if we want to, we can actually change the color of this a little bit too. But you can only use variations of it. So, yeah, we'll just leave it that color right now. And then we'll just write the name of it. So now our page is going to be called White Bright. All right. And so this is actually one of the paid versions. We're going to use this. We're going to change the curve this way. And then we can just make it white. All right. And now the last thing that I do is I just take the canvas color and I just make it all transparent. Apply, crop it out to the right size so that we don't have extra space. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and export it. Here. So we'll just export this out. And now we have a logo. So now I can just add one little thing to it. So let's see. So you want to click this little plus right here. It looks like it's kind of giving us some issues. We'll just put that up top. Add an image. And now this image here is going to be our logo. So we're going to go ahead and click on upload. And as you see, we use this for a lot of different things. Right, and we're looking for, there we go, our logo, White Bright. All right, and so once that loads, then we can go ahead and use it. If you guys are looking for one of our products on here, you're not going to find it, so you might as well just stop looking. All right, cool. So who's getting value right now? That laugh out loud. Somebody must have been looking for one of our products, huh? right, there we go. Add the image, and then we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. And let's say around 150. And then we're going to remove some of the padding once again, just so that we can get things inside the right portion. So just going to remove the padding down here. And you see that it moves the entire thing. And I could actually move this all right here if I wanted to. And kind of just see how it looks. All right, and we'll just add another headline here. And I'm actually making this like scratch, so. All right, whitebright.com, and we can make that bigger. We can move the margin down. Sorry, that's the wrong thing here. We can move the margin here so that it matches up a little bit better. And change the font size. All right, so I'm gonna just do this last thing and then we won't spend too much time on it. But now it looks a little bit more like an infomercial, right? All right, so now my next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add a picture of the product. All right, so now this is the only one that they have actually. So you wanna go through and see if you can find more pictures of it. This is actually a great picture. You can take this and it's actually funny that it actually says White Bright. I didn't look at that. It's called White Bright Smile. So let's see. So we're going to take this and we can actually go to Google to find some more pictures of the item too. You want to kind of fill it up with more pictures. It just shows a little bit more proof. Let's say White Bright. You might actually see some better looking pictures. Always go for the professional looking ones. Right, so see, we can take this one right here. Same thing. And we found who took whitebrightsmilepro.com. And so then you can actually just save this image. Save that one. Save this one as well. All right, now this one is great because it actually comes with a review with it, right? Which actually does wonders for ours too. So there is a little bit more research to it. And then also take a look. It says there's 71 reviews. There's actually customer photos. So what this does is this allows us to give some reviews. So let's see if there's any more photos on this as well. See if there's any more customer photos. That's actually the picture. We already have it. So these reviews are actually going to come in handy because we can use these on ours as well. right. And so, yeah, so now we can go ahead and move on. Right, so we're going to take some of this and we're going to go ahead and alter it for ourselves. So let's go back here to our click funnels. All right, and then so this one, we actually don't need everything on it, but we're going to make it so that, so then we're going to kind of just roll off of what they said there. So now we're going to say the number one teeth whitener is here to stay. Yeah, is here to stay. All right, and actually we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to now need to put a picture of our item. So let's go ahead and put an image here and upload. All right, so I know that this is like real technical, you guys, so just kind of stay with this. This is more so the long endurance portion of it. So I'm not sure how well this picture is actually going to turn out on our site. Let's see. All right. It's going pretty fast. Okay. And so for sake of time, so that we could go through like some of the other things as well, we probably won't put all the pictures in, but we'll get at least enough examples for everything to go. And to go through some of the questions, yes, actually, we are bringing people from Facebook ads over to the funnel itself. So they're no longer going to our store page, but they're going over to this funnel page instead. So basically, when we get that, let's see, we're having a little bit of technical issues here. So, but basically, when we get that, let's actually change this to .net. But yeah, so when we actually get our GoDaddy domain, we're going to forward and mask it. And so now instead of putting our store name / product and then actually have / product and then / whatever it is, White Bright, instead of having that link or a Google shortener or anything like that, you're actually just going to have whitebright.net. So when people see it, they're more trusting of it because it looks like it's more branded now. So so now you're getting more people into the store or getting more people onto this page just because of the fact that it has its own domain and now it has its own page. So especially something like this, something like a teeth whitener, like, you know, people want to feel safe that they're using beauty products or that they're using dentistry products. So what you're doing is you're building that trust through this type of funnel. All right, and I think we're going to have to do this without the pictures. We'll try it one last time, but there is some things that we want to go over as well, and I don't want to keep you guys too long here. So let's go ahead and try it one more time, see if we can, or let's try a different picture. So let's see if we can get a good picture here. So now your first picture actually would do really good if it's like a white background type of picture. So it's like you're more so focusing on the product. and it looks crisp, it looks clear, it looks clean. There was one that we had grabbed that I'm hoping is still here. See what happened to it. Okay. Um, so you can either start it off with one like this, kind of get them started, or you can start off with one like this so that it just shows a little bit more. I think we're going to start off with one like this and see how it does. And you guys can also use PicMonkey as well to kind of create your own little banners and 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 just make things look a little bit nicer when you're doing your funnels as well. All right, as this is loading, has anybody used ClickFunnels before to launch any of their products? There we go. Okay. No, okay, cool, it's cool. So it looks like for most people that this is new to them. And yeah, I will be showing how to actually synchronize the store to itself. So the good thing is we got the product there, and there we go. So from right there, now we have a product. We can make it a little bit smaller so that they can see the full effect of everything together. So we're gonna do about, let's try 500 pixels. Just kind of play around with the sizes until you get one that's right. We're gonna do, let's try 350. So 350 looks about right for this one. All right. And so the reason why I put the number one teeth whitener here is because now I can go ahead and focus on adding the rest of it here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this. So I'm gonna take everything out of bold. There's a method to everything. I'm gonna take everything out of bold so that I can go ahead and make this bold, but not only make it bold, but make it stand out. It's kind of like when you're in school and the teacher says something that they want you to remember, and so they kind of emphasize on it. That's kind of what you want them to realize with it. So you want them to feel like it is the number one teeth whitener. You want it to stand out. So a little bit different. For one, it keeps your page from looking boring too, because there's a lot of white here. So if you just go just straight black on everything, then it may not stay, or they may not get the same effect from it if you change the colors up just a tad bit. All right, so now we're going to go here, copy this again, and I'm just going to paste that in there. So despite going viral, we are officially back in stock. To make sure you don't have to pre-order later on. So we're going to make this one in bold because we want them to see that. We want them to stand out. But we don't want to change the color from here. So we don't want to take away from there. But if they're reading this, then that part's going to stand out. We highly recommend you submit your order today. All right, so definitely a great scarcity tactic. Last thing that we want to do is we don't need all caps. So we're just going to go to each one of these and make it lowercase because we want to save. The reason why you don't want everything in all caps is because you want to save the caps for the emphasis. If they see all caps on everything, it takes away from it. So inside of your ad copies and things like that, you want to make sure that you save the caps for all cap for the things that need all caps. So officially back in stock. Stock can be capitalized. This part can be capitalized. This one, we don't need it anymore. So we want to give back the floor to our statement that says to make sure you don't have to pre-order later on. Right? And order today. We'll leave today capitalized. and in blank. So now, I'm sorry, in bold. So now we just go ahead and get rid of this. They really don't need the button just yet. So I'm sorry, they really don't need they really don't need to add in the information unless your goal is to actually have them enter in their email so that you can start emailing them a lot sooner. I like to use my emails as a spillway, which means that when they click no thank you, then they go ahead and go to the email. So we're going to say check out some of our awesome testimonies below. And order your bright white smiler today, or smile today. All right. And one thing that we're also going to do is we're going to change the color to kind of match the flow that we got going on up there. So we want to get rid of some of the padding. We don't need too much padding. So we're going to get rid of this. And then actually change the theme and then just get the green button. Right? And with the green button, we're going to make it full width. Increase the font on it today. Or increase the font and then actually put by now. All right, and then this is where your spillway will come. Right here, and just say no thank you. All right, and so we're going to redirect that so that goes to a whole different thank you page that's going to then go ahead and add them over to give them a chance to actually log in, or I'm sorry, to actually enter in their email information and send them our information. Yeah. And so actually the only reason why we used bright white is because the name of the product was bright white, even though white bright is our name. So unless we have pictures of us white labeling it, then yeah, we'll keep using bright white smile, but whitebright.net would actually help us out. All right, cool. And so that's just the first initial part, and we really don't need this box either. So we're going to go to the columns. And I apologize if I'm going a little bit too fast. But once again, we are creating a full funnel here and still have more to go over. All right, so now we're going to add a whole nother section. And we have the bright white. And we're going to add one column. All right, so now what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go ahead and give kind of like a satisfaction report. All right, so we're just going to add it here in black. Or we can even go ahead and go with blue too. So either way. One column. So for every portion, you have to add a section. a column, and then you have to add an element. So in this one, seeing as we're going to do a report, and we're going to say, see what our customers have to say about this smile brightener. We're just kind of playing around with the words. I know you guys can't see it, so we're going to change the color here. And we're just going to kind of keep it consecutive. So we're going to move that up to the top. Once again, removing some of the padding here. And then we're going to add a divider. Okay, we'll go ahead and save and publish it. Here's our divider. Actually going to make it like a small grid so it doesn't look like it stands out too much. All right, and so now this one you can actually go ahead and look for the facts, or we could just go ahead and add it. But really, we want to talk about some of the benefits that it has. So, let's see. So we're going to add the headline element right here. Change the color. I'm going to say 98% claim, or we'll say 98% report to see noticeably whiter teeth good to have a autocorrector there. Report to see noticeably whiter teeth within days of using. All right, and this one we're actually going to remove the boldness of it. And we're going to add another divider here. Actually, we can just instead of adding a divider, we could just kind of copy this divider here and just place it underneath. All right, and so we're going to go forward, and I'm going to add another one here. Uh, 92% report they now use it in their daily routine. Percent. I'm going to just say 98% agree is the best teeth whitener they have used. All right, so we go into a satisfaction report, and then we go in straight from there. And once again, I'm just kind of making this up as I go. So now we go straight from there, and we're going to now create another section. And in this section, now we're going to give a little bit more about our product. All right, so we're going to go back to white bright here. All right, and so actually I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this tag, this headline right here, and we're going to use that as the title of our product. All right, and we're going to make it bigger. And we're going to change the color to the color that we had. So remember, it's all about consistency within the ad as well. The more consistent that you are with the page and the different colors that you're using, the better. And actually, we can even make this blue, I believe. There we go. All right, and then now we're going to add our image of the product again. All right, and notice how we use the picture of the daughter and the father together. That helps bring like that family feel right back. So like things like that helps people get more comfortable. When they see like just the fact of like just seeing a kid within an advertisement. The reason why kids are used so much is because they bring comfort. It shows innocence, and it just makes things look more safe. When you see a kid is actually using it. So we'll add that into the image. Add another column, and then we'll just go ahead and add another headline. All right, so now within this headline, we're going to take this part right here, and we're going to add it to our page. And this is just going to be more content. And remember, this is the winning description that's actually making them over $20,000. So adding it over to our funnel is actually going to help it out a lot more. And you could actually go around and look around and see what different things people are focusing on, the focusing points of it. And you'll begin to see some of the things that people are more so focusing with the sales. And so we're actually like literally swiping everything here. And if you're great at ad copy, you can actually create your own ad copy as well. Right. And so I'm gonna lower this, make the font size smaller, because we want everything to be seen. All right, we'll go back to white bright, and we want this on there definitely. Go back here, and we'll focus on the parts that is that are kind of more important to take a look at. Upload another picture. Right, and then we add that up. And then actually, as we do it, I'm actually look for another video that we can use for this. So use YouTube to your advantage. There's tons of um, unboxings and things that people are using, and you can actually use some of these. You can use some of these reviews and things in order to basically help your sales out a little bit more. All right, and so we'll go ahead and skip that through and we'll take a look as we're waiting for our picture. There we go. All right, and then we'll go here. Take this part as well. And there is actually a lot to copy, so so yeah, so let's just get to it. And now, actually, for time's sake, I'm not going to copy everything, but basically, you want to use that swipe. You want to use different pictures in between in order to create it. In order to create the picture that, hey, this is self, this is safe, this is reliant, this helps brightens teeth. You want it to look like as if an ad as seen on TV type of item. Um, and you want them to trust it. So the more information you can give about something, especially when it's something like this, something that goes in your mouth, people want to trust wants to trust things that they have to take. So you want to talk a little bit more about it. This actually becomes your new sales point. This becomes your new sales plan. When they go here, your whole thing about it is actually selling this item. All right. So the description part right here, that's actually very important. Um, then after your description, now we can add a whole nother video. So now we're going to add a video within it, and this can be somebody talking about it. All right, and we can just kind of play off of what they're using. All right, and yeah, we can even talk about the person. So we can say, um, let's see what Scott Steneda has to say about it, or see what this customer has to say about the smile brightener. All right, and then in order to just use this, all we have to do is click on share, and then just use the YouTube link. Then we click here, click on YouTube, and it's perfectly fine to do this, guys. So There we have it. And so now we have another video on there. If you have your ad running as well, you can use your ad video. You can use different reviews, different people talking about it. All right. And that's so that's definitely what it is that you want to do. So now we're going to go ahead and add another section. Now this section is very important because now this is your reviews. This is where you want to get those different reviews from either different stores or different you want to get it from different stores, or you want to get it from different from AliExpress, different vendors. But gather some reviews of people actually taking pictures of them either receiving the package, them having the package out, them using the package, things like that. So we have one with 4, and we have one with 1 column. Right, and you're going to see why we did that in just a moment. So the first column we're going to say, don't take our word for it. Right, so now we can use an image, and we'll upload one of the images that we had. And actually, this is a good image to use, but we'll put that at top. Oh, let's go to all my files. There we go, right here. So you can get images like this of people actually using it and then putting in their review at the bottom of it. All right, so as this loads, and then one thing about me as well is I like to put 5 stars every time I do a review somewhere on the copy. The reason being is because stars are highly related to reviews. So when you think about 5 stars, you think about 5 stars restaurants, great reviews, Yelp reviews, things like that, Amazon reviews. So I definitely like to put the review, the 5 stars there to kind of help out with my reviews. All right, and you can just make up names if you want. Say Tanya Moore. All right, and so now we just kind of put some icons of the stars there. All right, and then we just actually put the review. So you're going to do that over and over again. It's just with different reviews, as many reviews that you can find, right? And so this is actually going to be what the review is going to say. So let's go back here. I think it was here that we found it. See if there's any reviews on here. Let's see, where do we find it? Here. Actually, all right, so you can see, so basically right here, you just kind of changed up the color a little bit. so that you don't so that they can see that there's a difference in what's going on here. So we can change it to just a regular color here. Change the color of this to our orange that we've been using. And then change the color of this to the white we've been using. All right. And so then we're going to use that picture that we had of the person with the tweet. All right. All right. And then so what we do is we continue, and I'm going to just place the same thing over and over again so that you can kind of get like, you know, the idea of how it's going to look. But your reviews can go right here. You can do about like 10 different reviews or even more. But actually give reviews with this so that you can build, once again, that trust with them in order to get the sale. Now, of course, don't just do the same one over and over again. Use different pictures, use different names, use different reviews. Even if you have to spice it up yourself, just use different ones. But you can kind of get how it's going to look here with that by itself. Now, another thing too is that after each one of your points, you're going to scroll down. You're going to give them a chance to buy it. So like this one, I'll make it more fluid. Actually, I'm going to change the color since it's on top of the blue. Actually, we can leave it there. All right, so now the thing about this, though, is that when you make, when you create these buttons are only going to send them down to the final portion, which is going to be the sale, where they can choose how many they want to buy. So, like for instance, that person had a 1-pack and they had a 3-pack, right? So here we go in here. So what we can do is we could tell them to now choose their deal. And now we can offer off different packages ourselves. Right? And then kind of look at it like, you know, we're just barely putting some things together. We're not even fully going head on with this. And it looks like it's pretty good. So so it really don't take much to do. Once again, it just kind of it just actually takes going in and doing it. All right. And then so now we're going to add the deal within itself. So I'm going to just go ahead and duplicate some of these, and I'm going to drag this all the way down. All right, and in this section, I'm going to make it completely white. So choose your deal below, headline, buy one for what price did they have it here? $29.99. All right, so buy one for $29.99. I'm going to duplicate this, make it again, and then this time we're going to say there was a value of what, $49.99. Right, and then we're going to make this a little bit bigger, and then also change the color. Right, and then always get rid of the extra space so that they can tell that it's together. And actually, we could take this one here. Move it down here. And then underneath this one, we're going to say so underneath here, we're going to say say 49%. Or we'll say 49% discount. All right. So the reason why you want the discount is because you want them to see that they are getting the deal itself. When they actually see the deal, they realize that they're actually they feel like they're empowered with something. So showing them the result of the sale will actually help you out in a lot more in the long run. So now we have this section, and now what I'm going to do is to kind of save more time for myself, I'm just duplicate the whole thing. I'm going to remove choose your deal below. And so now I'm going to just change my deal. So since we have a 3-pack, we're going to say buy 3 for, let's say that we do $49.99. All right. And so now we change this. So if this was $49.99, now we do $49.99 times 3. And pulling out a calculator here. So now we're saying that you're saving $149.97. So now that definitely looks a lot more attractive. So now if they're buying 3 for $49.99, that means that they're saving $100. And so actually, I can actually put that even higher. See how that works? So when I realized that I can show them that they're getting a way better deal, I can do $79.99. Because if they did 3 of these for $29, they'd actually be paying about $90. So we're taking $20 off. So or actually we'll put it at $69.99. And then now instead of saying the dollar amount, we're going to say that they're getting it for now. We're going to divide $69.99 by 3. So they're getting it for $23.33 a piece. All right, we're going to change the color of this one mainly mainly because we want this one to stand out. Right. And I'm sure I'm gonna change this one to yellow. And so the reason, so I'm basically playing the color game with it because I want them to, I want them to be able to see the difference in the deal. So when they choose this and they come down, they scroll down, this one's going to stand out more to them. And so people usually choose the one that stands out more, um, just because of the fact that it stands out. Right? I'm gonna do this one again. And so now I'm giving three different options. And we're gonna say buy five for $99.99. And then always make sure that you're receiving a profit of this. For one, this is going to help you out with your average order value. And then sometimes it actually helps you out with just your conversion value, with your conversion percentage anyways, because people are more willing to buy off of a deal. Even if they don't want it, they might buy it because they see a better deal than the fact that they just want the product. Right? And so now $99 doesn't necessarily look as bad as $24.95. So now you're going high ticket, and all you're doing is just adding more packages to it. And this probably only costs you about what, $5, $6, and you're receiving about $23 profit off of each one. For this one alone, inside one order, you're receiving, if it's about like $6, you're receiving about like $69.99 profit, right? And that gives you a lot more room to play around with your that gives you a lot more room to play around with your cost per purchase and do different things so that you can have so that you can build your business properly. And then depending on which one is doing the best, you want to depending on which one is doing the best, you want to switch the colors and switch which one is in the middle. So typically you want to start off with the three in the middle. If this one's doing better, then you move this to the middle. And the main reason being is because all these buttons you're gonna have sent to down here. They're not going to anywhere but to right here. All right. And so just change these up. And so instead of 99.99, I'm sorry, 23.33 a piece, we're gonna show that that's 19.99 a piece. Right? So the deal only gets better and better. So definitely when you fill out all of this, and there's still even more things you can add to it. You can add more videos if you want. You can add more pictures, more variety, right? And so the main thing with this, now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So the first thing that you're going to do is that now when you set the action, then you set your button action, you have a couple of things. This one, you have the scroll to row to page. And so this one is where you would actually figure out how to, is where you would send it down to a different row. You use the last row in order to send it down to this product. And then just kind of test it out. But the main thing here is the permalink. So now the whole thing on how this works is the permalink. The permalink is what sends the actual item to the page. So let's go to, so I'm going to go over to our make noise page to give an example on how you're going to create the permalink. All right, and so we'll use one of the shirts that we were talking about yesterday. All right, so now this is some coding for everybody, and so you definitely want to pay attention to this. So when you go to the product and you go to your product page where you put in your special deal or the actual package that you want, you're going to choose .xml. All right. So inside the URL, you're going to put .xml right after the product and the ID number and all of that. It's already up there in the URL. once you press enter, it's going to open up this coding here. And so within this coding, you're going to look for the variant that you want to add to that. So this one has just one flat cross rate. I see it at 2798. You can also type it in by typing. If you have a Mac computer, you can press Command F. If you have a Windows, I believe it's Control F. But that'll help you find where to find the product. So you can see this one. This is a small men's, 2798. And so I don't want the product ID because that's already up here. I want the integer ID. And so with this, I'm going to press Command C. And then I'm going to remove everything except for my .myshopify.com link. So you see that this one says makenoiseuniversity.myshopify.com /. Now you're going to type in cart / enter in that integer ID, a colon, and then 1. All right. And so if you do this in any type of Shopify store, what it does is it takes you to the very end of it, and it actually sends them to the page. Now you can't just go to the page, add it, and then say, hey, well, I'm going to use the URL from here because this is no longer that URL. So if I actually copy this, now erase this, let's say I go somewhere else, right? So if I actually copy that and I erase it and I try to do it again, it's no longer going to work. Well, in this case, it worked because it's still in my shopping cart. So if I go to here and empty the cart, it's not going to work when you put it inside the button, basically. So you definitely want to have it with, for some reason it's working today, but you definitely want to have the cart / and then the ID, as you see here, the ID number, the colon, and then the 1, and enter that into the button. And that's going to give you the product inside here already. Now, if you want another one, if you want a different product, you can put that in. Put cart. Put this in, and then actually put a comma after it, and then put in another integer number with the colon and the 1. So there's actually an example from up here. So for instance, you can see that there is, let's go to cart. So right here, you can see that there is an integer ID number plus a colon plus a 1 with another integer ID number and a colon and a 1. When I add those together, now I get a new product. All right. So so once again, now the ClickFunnels itself, and I hope I didn't lose you guys on that one, but so yeah, so now the product itself, like you can go in, you can change the picture how you want, and you can actually add that permalink over to the button, or what you can do is you can open this up into a whole nother page. So you can create a whole nother page now. So we'll go ahead and save this. We're going to exit. Right. And somebody did actually mention a good point. Visually, if you see the number of the product multiplied that many times, it works. It does definitely work. I use it inside my own funnels as well. But once again, for sake of time, we don't want to basically keep creating different pictures and wait all that time for it to load. But for instance, if you have one product, you put one product there. If you have 3, then put 3 products there. So now, instead, also what you can do is create now a thank you page or the pop-up, and then create a whole nother page with the upsell on it. All right. And so now when you're doing that though, if you have the more options that you have, the more work it's going to be. So if I have a buy one, then I'm gonna have to create another page with the buy one. If I have a buy three, I have to create another page with the buy three. If I have a buy five, then I have to create another page with buy five. So I'm gonna have to create an upsell, basically an upsell page for each one of those, and I'm gonna add 3 more pages. So what I do is I now create another page with another step. And so now what happens is if somebody does buy one, I'm going to send them to this page. And this page is going to have another upsell, and this time it's going to have that that buy one option plus whatever my upsell is, plus whatever my upsell is. And then on the same one, now I'm going to have my buy three option. So now if they choose to buy three, I'm going to send them over to my buy three page, and that's going to have my buy three option there where they can say either no thank you, or they can go ahead and buy three plus another option, and the buy five plus another option. And so actually a good example of that would be our funnel that we did yesterday. So I can give you guys a little bit more of a visual. Just a moment here. Okay, as it loads. All right, so this actually is not the one that we did yesterday, but this actually shows an example of the product being added. So now they get the product added, and then they get this particular product, they get to choose if they want the gigabytes on it, well, which memory card they have with it. For instance, if you had a product that maybe was selling batteries, if you want to add batteries to it. This one came with a memory card. They get to choose their memory card for more money. Or they could just choose no, and then it'll send them to then it'll just add the item that they already have in the cart. If they click one of these, then it'll just add 2. And so yeah, so that's definitely the way you want to do it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at that funnel that we had yesterday. All right, so yeah, so for those of you that actually missed this is the funnel that we had yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and preview it once again, so you can see how it kind of goes about going through. So this is actually a print-on-demand one. Talk a little bit about Edgar Allan Poe. And when they click on yes, receive my Nevermore shirt today, the pop-up comes up with the size. I choose the size. The size takes me to a whole nother page with now the upsell app. Or not an upsell app, but actually that's just based on the upsell. So I added 3 more products that they can add. They click on this, it's going to add that. It's going to have a permalink with that product and the product and the shirt that they chose earlier. Same thing here with the shirt and this product, and another one with the shirt and this product. And if I just say no, it's going to go directly to just that shirt. So they click on add more add another one for $15. They get the shirt and the backpack. They click on no thank you. They just get the shirt. All right. And then here's an example of the spillaways as well. So that now that you guys know how to use it, the spillaway, we're going to link it to a whole nother page again. And this time it's just the opt-in page. So they get to actually put in their opt-in, and then they actually opt in. They put in their email. They put in their name. They put in their email, and then they click here to see more, and then they go over to the collections. So if somebody says no thank you, you actually send them to another page. Send them to your store's collection page where they can see more items like it, but have them send in their email so that you can send them other offers and emails. All right. And so this is actually going to be the last part. I know we've been here for a while. So this is the last part of this and why we wanted to use that. Let's see. Is everybody cool with this? Do we need to stop or should we keep going? I just need to know real quick. Is anybody getting any value from this? Okay, cool. So we got some more keep goings. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what the so I'm gonna show you guys on how to capitalize on this even further. All right. All right. Cool. So now moving here, this is how we're going to capitalize on this even further. So now that you have your product, now that you have it to where you got it on a funnel, you know that for sure the sales are coming through. You're not having to worry about any traffic stoppages. You already know who you already know who your audience is. Now you want to create the custom pixel. You're going to create two different type of custom pixels. One is going to be for the actual product, and then the other is going to be for other similar products. Because once, like I said before, once you get yourself inside of a niche, sometimes what happens is you're going to create a pipeline for you to go inside that, to go and make more sales. So now this is the point where you're going to add the custom pixels, and the reason being is because it's going to improve the optimization of that ad based on the role you set it for. So if I create a custom pixel for, um, so if I create a custom pixel for the teeth whitener that we had, every time that I sell that teeth whitener, so I set my rule up for a custom pixel of a purchase for that teeth whitener. And so what happens is that teeth whitener, now every time you get to sell, it fires through that pixel, and that pixel is only tracking what's happening with that teeth whitener. So as you're testing out all these multiple items, all these different things that you did, it has a clear way of how to optimize that one particular product. And the same thing with the second pixel. The second pixel is only optimizing it for the other products that you list with it. So you're going to add the teeth whitener. You're going to add maybe another teeth whitener with it, a hydro dental floss, whatever products that can come along with it. And you're going to add those all together. All right. So and to actually do that is actually real simple. I'm gonna see if we go ahead and pull it up on the screen for you, so that you can see how to create those different pixels. All right, and so when you see here, all you have to do is click on Setup Pixel. I'm sorry, not Setup Pixel. Create Conversion. So you're gonna click on Create Conversions, and instead of track conversions with standard events, track custom conversions. All right, and so I always go to Event, then I'm gonna choose Purchase, because I only want it to really convert for the purchases. You can also play around with the Add to Cart to Initiate Checkouts, but Purchase definitely works better. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do it with the Content ID. So if you're not taking notes, I would definitely take notes, because this is where you're gonna get kind of more confused with the where you're gonna get more confused with those with those different codes that we were talking about. All right, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to go ahead and bring up our product. And so we're back on the product, right? And now, remember we talked about the content ID or the integer ID and the product ID. I can just grab this product ID at the top here. And so we're looking at the URL. So I'm grabbing this product ID from the top, and I'm just going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to the Ads Manager and put the content ID contains, and then just put that one product ID in there, right? So now this is how I create one. Now if I want to create more, I'm just going to add another one. Press Enter and add another one. And so these can all be like different ones. So and then so what's going to really separate is how you name it. So when I click on Next, I'm going to choose whether it's going to be my teeth whitener for purchase, or if it's going to be my dental niche purchase. Right, cool. So now I can use it for different things. I can optimize it for 2 different things. And like I said, that's very powerful. So when you go inside your ads manager, and you click on website conversion, instead of putting add to cart or instead of putting purchase, you're going to put in your custom purchase, your custom conversion, which is going to be there. Now it does need sales from the time that it started. So you do want to give it maybe about 3 days or so to kind of gather up some sales so that it can be useful for you. And then you're going to go ahead and use that for now on when you run your ads, because it can optimize the ad better. All right. So now adding that custom conversion is going to help to optimize your ads better and keep you going. After that, you're also going to create your custom audiences. Now, this is going to be for your retargeting funnels. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of work to this. So there's a lot of things that it only takes one product to make $1 million, but there's definitely a lot of work that you can do in order to get it there. So what you're going to do is you're going to create your custom audiences. You're going to create 4 custom audiences for people that have viewed the video of the product and did not buy. You're going to create 4 custom audiences for people that have clicked on the link and did not buy, and 4 for people that have bought the item itself. All right. And I'm going to show you why in just a moment. And if you guys don't get all this today, we may go over how to create this tomorrow, so that people can actually start using this within their ads. So don't worry if you don't know how to create it. More so, write this down. Make sure that you have this inside of your playbook for when you start getting your sales on your product. All right. So now with the 4 audiences, all of those 4 audiences will be separated by time lengths. So you're going to have video views for 3 seconds, 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, and 90 days. You're going to have video views for 10 seconds, 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, and in the past 90 days. And then you're also going to have people that have viewed the website link. People that have viewed the website link 3 days for the last 3 days, for the last 7 days, for the last 14 days, and the last 90 days. And then you're going to get people that has bought the item that you're selling within the past 3 days, the last 7 days, the last 14 days, and the last 90 days. Does that make sense? Make sure everybody gets this here. Okay, cool. So the custom audiences, it's only for the last 3 days. It's the same audience. You're gonna make it for the last 3 days, the last 7 days, last 14 days, and the last 90. All right. And you can do this within your ads manager by clicking on custom audience. All right. So now moving forward. So now with the video views, the first 3 days they receive a second video of the product. So now this is for the 3 second. So this is when you click on engagement in your custom audiences, and somebody's seen the last 3 seconds of your video, or the first 3 seconds of your video, and the first 10 seconds of your video. They're gonna receive, for the next 3 days, they're gonna receive a retargeting ad where they're gonna receive a retargeting ad of a second video. So this can be a review video, just like how we did our teeth whitening. We go back, we go find a review video of it, and we show that review video for the next 3 days. The next thing that we're going to do, we're going to exclude the last 3 days and include 7 days. So when you go inside your ads manager, and we'll show this again, but when you go inside your ads manager, you're gonna include the next 3 days. I'm sorry, you're going to exclude the last 3 days and create a custom audience for the last 7 days. And now you're going to offer off your ad with a picture offering 10% off. So maybe one with like the father and the daughter that was sitting together, and then just write 10% off on it. You can do that using PicMonkey. And you're going to run an ad to that as well, to that custom audience. All right, so now this is all retargeting. Now the next one, you're going to now exclude the last 7 days and include 14 days with a carousel ad of the same product, but just different pictures. So this is going to be multiple different pictures upon that carousel. Upon that carousel, maybe it just turned around. Maybe it's just one person's using it. Maybe it's a different color. Whatever it is, take about like 5 different pictures and create a carousel ad for it and run it as a carousel ad too. Retargeting them now for the last 14 days. And now you have the last 90 days. The last 90 days, you're going to exclude the custom audience for the last 14 days and include all your ads together. All right, so now we're going to make this make a little bit more sense. So for the first 3 days, they're going to see a video. After 3 days, this is the reason why we're excluding 3 days, because they already went through 3 days of seeing the video. Now, when they get to day 4, they're now seeing they're seeing a 10% off picture. So now day 4, 5, 6, and 7, they see a 10% off picture. Now day 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, they're now getting a carousel ad of the different pictures of the item. And now after that, for like the next 90 days, they're going to get a mirage of different ads for this one product. And so the way that you do this is that now you're split testing it by the ads. Like I said, we'll build this tomorrow. But we'll split test the different ads so that they can see, so that they'll see all of these different ads. They'll see the original video. They'll see the second video. They'll see the 10% off picture. They'll see the carousel ad, and they'll see that at different times. So they might come on and they'll see this one this time. They might come on and see the other one this time, and this one this time. And the reason why we do that is because if you think about a commercial, how many times have you seen different Pepsi commercials? All for the same type of product, though. Even just different variations of it. Sometimes it's just a different link. The reason being is because people they get annoyed of the same type of ad sometimes. Sometimes it's not as visual anymore. So when you change it up on them, they see something different. For one, the retargeting itself, it brings a little bit more trust to your store and it brands your store more. Imagine them seeing whitebright.net all the time. And so now whenever they see that product, they know all they have to do is type in whitebright.net and they have our product. And so we might even get that off of just organic traffic because we're already marketing it. Part 2 is that the more that they see the different ads, they don't get bored of it no more. It draws back to their attention. And Facebook, when you split test the ad that way, Facebook actually shows the one that's getting the most traffic first. So they're more likely to see the one that's performing the best out of all of the ads that you do. All right, and so now this is for the video views. We're going to use the same type of tactic, but now for link clicks. Now the reason why we're doing this for video views is because they just watched the video. They didn't buy. It doesn't even necessarily mean that they went to your site. But what they did was they did watch the video so they know what the product is. And now we just want to give them another opportunity to buy and then kind of keep this in the forefront of their mind so that as they keep getting onto Instagram and Facebook and everything, they're going to continue to see this product. All right, so now we're going to go to the view content. And so now in this one, you are going to now you're going to people that seen the funnel or the people that seen or actually your funnel hasn't been on there for that long yet because we just built it. So you can actually put it towards your actual store. So people that viewed whatever landing page it is but did not buy are going to now see these ads. And this one is going to be the last 3 days. For 3 days, they're going to see a carousel ad of reviews. So the same type of reviews that we placed on our site and on our landing page, we're now going to incorporate that into a carousel ad so that they can see it on the ads as they go by. And this is going to help them. This is going to basically help them see those reviews in their forefront so that they can kind of let go of some of that negativity or some of the skepticism of does it work or am I going to get scammed or do people use it, because they're going to see the reviews of it within the carousel ad with the pictures. So from day 4 to day 7, now they're going to see another video of it being unboxed. And you can actually, if you have a lot of people that view the video, you can actually exclude the custom audience of people that viewed the content that actually went to the page, so that you're not showing them the same type of you're not showing them the same type of ads. So for instance, like if you're using the same video of an unboxing, you don't have to show them the same type of video. So you can go ahead and get rid of that. So you can go ahead and just exclude the view content custom audiences within that ad. And once again, we'll show you how to do that tomorrow. The next one is the last 14 days. So now from day 7 to 14, you're going to find a cheap similar item. So say that this one is not the since it's not the teeth whitener, because the teeth whitener is $29.99. We're going to find maybe something that maybe some type of retainer or something that's on AliExpress that's cheap, maybe like $2. And now we're going to say, get this free, just pay shipping. And so even they're going to recognize your store. So now it's going to say, hey, we've seen that you looked at this item. Because you looked at this item or the teeth whitener, we want to offer you this for free. All you have to do is just pay shipping. The rest is on us. You can actually order it here. And then so now they have this other item of a free just pay shipping type of item that they can see. Now this could be a video, this could be a picture, however it is that you can market it. That's what you're going to use for the next 14 days. Then the last 90, you're going to mix them all up again so that they see different variations of it for like the last 90 days. Now each one of these retargeting ads are a lot cheaper than regular ads because they're just retargeting the same people over and over again. So the time frames of these being so short, it's actually probably going to spend like maybe $1 or maybe like $2 in order to get to the people. So they're going to see it really fast whenever they log on, and they're actually seeing the ad. All right, so now the last one, and this is the most important one, this is the purchase retargeting. So now the reason why we're retargeting people that purchase is because we're going to upsell them. And so the reason why we're going to do the purchase retargeting is because we're going to upsell them. So the last 3 days, you're going to find that item to upsell, but you're going to act as if they missed out on the sale. So it's going to say something like, oops, you forgot this at your checkout. And you're going to have like 3 different items. You're going to split test each ad so that to see which product is actually going to work the best. You're going to say, hey, you forgot this at your checkout. You can actually get this for free without shipping with your order. It's okay. We're going to still give it to you as long as you want to order. If you would like to purchase this with the free shipping, just click here and we'll finish off the order for you. Right? And so now what that does is it lets them know like, hey, they're not really thinking about the fact that that it never was on there, but they're going to see but they're going to see that retargeting ad, and they're going to say, hey, well, I probably did forget, because usually, like, nobody really pays attention to the ending of the purchase. They just know that they purchased it. All right. And so basically that, oops, I missed this, is going to help you to upsell the product even more. You're just running ads to people that already bought to get them to buy even more. A lot of your sales are going to come from repeat customers. So you want them to keep coming back to you to sell, especially if your fulfillment is going great. You have a great fulfillment. They're actually receiving sales within a week. They're receiving their products within just like 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks, even 3 weeks. This will actually keep you getting sales with them. They're going to continue to give you word of mouth traffic and organic traffic so that you can continue to sell. So now after the 3 days, the last 7 days, you're going to show a video on the winning upselling product. So after the one that you split tested, whichever one people are clicking on the most and buying the most, that's the one that you're going to show them a video on. So this can be like a new video, it can be a unboxing video, or it can be a video that you made, but you're going to create a video on that product to get people that actually buy it. And each one of these, you're excluding people that's buying one of the products. So everybody else will have the same opportunity to buy the product that's being sold the most within the last 7 days. Now in the last 14 days, you're going to create a free just pay shipping offer. it's going to be another upsell to them. So if they already bought something, this is going to show up automatically within the next 14 days, and they're going to have an option to add something to their order without any charge to them, but just paying shipping for it. All right, and then for the last 90 days, they're going to mix the ads together. All right, so now with these retargeting ads, these are set up on automation, which means that your regular ads are still running. So when you're so basically your ads that are winning already, they're still running. You're just only putting maybe like about $20 to each campaign of these, and you're probably only spending about like $5 of it. And basically, so each time that somebody buys something, or each time that somebody doesn't buy something, they're going through one of these funnels. And basically, you're not missing any loose ends. You're either upselling them, or you're trying to sell them the product again for like the next 90 days. All right. And now something else that's special about the purchasing retargeting is that when you add the emails to it, so when you add the emails to your purchasing retargeting, it now becomes a workflow campaign, meaning that they're going to receive retargeting, but then they're also going to receive emails. Now, emails are definitely more, you have more chances of getting sales with emails using e-commerce, because that's the way that everybody checks their tracking number. That's the way that everybody checks where their product is, and if there's anything going on with their shipment. So especially nowadays, when you actually order your product, you're ordering with your phone, you're checking your emails from your phone, it automatically comes up whenever you're just sitting down. So now you're going to utilize the emails alongside of this purchase retargeting. All right. So, and this is going to be like the last thing. Is this too much, or can we keep going? Okay, cool. So it looks like we're hungry. So we're going to go ahead and finish up with this email targeting. All right, so now we're turning the purchase retargeting into a workflow. So now the purpose of the email is to increase your average order rate by adding more sales to any given product. So this is only for the upsell. Same thing with your ads. It's only to give you a higher average order value for a cheaper ad spend. So this time, the only difference between your emails is that this is completely free. You don't have to spend more money if you already have an email if you already have an email automator. So now with the email sequence, it's going to upsell them, then downsell them, and then even offer off a special gift. So now inside your settings right now, so if you haven't even started selling a product right now, you still want to make sure that this step is done before anything, even if you haven't done an email yet. But make sure that in your settings, your customers are added to the list by default. So that's once they check out. So make sure that you go inside your checkout settings and then click customer adds themselves to the customer list by default, so that whenever they buy, they're usually already added on to that email list. Now the reason why that's important, what happens is there's a little checkbox that usually comes out on a lot of online purchases. And with that checkbox, sometimes it's already filled out. That's going to already leave that check mark there. And so if they don't want to be emailed by you or receive newsletters, then they have to unclick that button. If they don't unclick it, usually they don't see it. But so if they don't unclick it, that means that they're already on your list, and that helps you to send them more products and build your list faster. All right. So now the first email will be an upsell within the 1 hour of purchasing. And so this is going to be the same as your first 3-day retargeting ad. So this is going to go side by side. So not only when they get on Facebook, they get on Instagram, or they go on one of their mobile app games. They're going to see this product. They're going to see your products in front of them whenever they get on this. But then also when they go inside their email, they're also going to see an email of the products that you're testing to see which one is going to work as a better upsell. The email is going to read, "Oops, it seems as though you forgot to stick around for your product deal. where you save shipping, $30 off of your purchase with this new product. Okay, so it's okay. You may have been busy. We will still give you this to you with free shipping and discount if you wish to buy. So basically, this is congruent to the ad that you're doing. So as they're receiving that retargeting ad, they're also receiving this email. And so basically, they feel like they're getting stalked by your ads. And you're just basically in every corner creating a soft sell so that they have the opportunity to buy something else. And this is also great branding. So at every turn, they're going to see your domain name again. And so basically, if they're interested inside dental products, they're going to see your domain. They're going to go to you to see what type of products you have. All right. So now this email will have different pictures of the product with one main picture and a description. So just as if you created a sales page within what's on the landing page or inside your Shopify store, you're going to create a sales page within the email so that they can just click the button, and you can still add that permalink so that they can go ahead and add it directly to the cart. The more that they don't have to click around and search at different products, the more that they can just go ahead and just add it to the cart and receive the sales that way. So, all right, so now also you're going to create the same email. So you're going to duplicate the email about 3 times. And the reason being is because what if they don't open it within the first hour? So then we're going to, so what you're going to do is create what's known as a trigger. So this is for a dynamic emails. So the trigger is going to happen if they do not open that email. They will receive another email 8 hours later. Why 8 hours later? Because now if they're usually the person that buys it in the morning, or they buy it at a certain time, and they a lot of people actually buy it at the time that they're working, or at a time that they're busy and they take a break or something like that. So 8 hours now gives them time within the day to now have their next rest time. So if they're working in the morning, they clicked on that ad, they purchased it, and then they didn't receive it in an hour. Next, they're going to receive it at home when they work their 8-hour shift, and it's going to be about 2 or 3 hours later because that was when their break was. And now they're at home, they're resting, and once again, they get another pop-up from an email when they have their phone in their hand and they're just looking through Facebook. And same thing with the 24 hours. So now if the 8 hours don't work, you're going to trigger it again. Now they're going to receive it within 24 hours. So now the next day, and now it's going to be exactly 24 hours from the time that they first purchased the item. So now why exactly 24 hours from the day that they first purchased the item? Because if they are on a break, or if they're on a break or a lunch or anything, 90% of the chance they're on their phone at the same time. Same thing, the same reason why commercials show up at the same time every night, or a show shows up the same time every night, because they understand that people work in patterns. So because you work in a pattern, if I do exactly 24 hours from today, you're probably going to be on the same thing. A lot of you guys are probably going to be working on your Shopify store or with me on the next webinar tomorrow at the same exact time. So if I had people that was doing commercials at this time, they'll send you another commercial of the same product tomorrow at this time because they know that you'll be sitting here waiting, right? And that's actually repetition and marketing. So keeping an exact 24-hour length of time is going to help you out. All right. So now after if they still don't get it within 24 hours, then we move on to email number 2. And you're going to move on to that regardless. And this is all set up automatically too. So you set up the automation. So now it's 48 hours after they buy, or 24 hours after they receive their first email. So it's going to be after they receive the first email. So now the second email is going to have the subject that's on its way. Now what this does is, for one, they know that they bought something from you. So the next thing that they're looking for is, when am I going to receive my item? And a lot of you guys that are doing Shopify, you know that they're emailing you all the time. Where's my item? Where's my tracking number? Guess what this does? It beats them to the punch. It tells them when are they going to receive their order. But not only that, so it's giving them great customer service, but then it's also already giving them a chance to buy something. So the trigger will be if they have not bought your upsell product, then you're going to send them another product within 24 hours after they were sent the first email of the automation. This one's going to say, congratulations, your order has been received and will be processed. Please allow 3 to 7 business days for processing. Processing time is typically faster for those within the United States. You will receive a tracking number shortly. While you wait, we thought that you would enjoy this product as well. Based on your order, 77% of people also bought this item too. So we're offering this off to you for an exclusive discount of $30 off, and we're throwing in free shipping. We have added some information you may want to take a look at within the email, just in case you want to check it out. Okay, so now the information is going to be all about the product. And so now, number one reason why we said that processing time is typically faster for those within the United States is because your most impatient people are from the United States. They're used to two-day shipping and things like that. So usually when they're overseas, they're kind of calm. You actually probably won't even hear from them for until another month. But when you actually sing them out, say and tell them that if you're in the United States, processing is typically faster. What it does is it just diffuses the situation. So now your people are not on edge, and you're still soft selling them. So you're doing two things at one time. All right. So inside this one, you're going to add a picture of the products with the description followed by the buy now button. So just as you created a sales page the first time, create it again the second time. You're also going to have a video of the product this time. You're going to have a video of the product as well. So you're going to have the picture, the items, the description. Underneath that, have a video. Underneath that, now you're going to add 7 reviews of the product too. So this is like you're creating another funnel within the email. And trust me, like this actually does take a lot of time to put on, but it definitely works. Okay, so now 5 days later, so now remind you, they have ordered the first day, they received a confirmation and 3 emails the second day. If they haven't even opened up the first one. So for like basically for the last 3 days, they've been receiving contact from you automatically. You're not even sending it out anymore. They're receiving contact from you, and you're telling them about the order, and you're also showing them the items. So now 5 days later, you're going to downsell them. So basically they get a day break. You're going to downsell them, and it's going to say, here's how you can track your order. So the next question is, when will my order get here? Here's how you can track your order. Hey, we wanted to update you on your order. Your order has been processed and tracking should be available. You may track it below. If tracking is not ready, please wait 1 to 3 days for our system to update and try again. You may track your item below. Our sources show us those that have bought this item have also bought this product. If you would like to get this, we will take away shipping and send this to you as well. Simply check out the product below and purchase using the button. In the button, you're going to write track your order, but this will redirect them to the product on your navigation, to the product. So you're going to have your upsell product. And when they click on track your order, it's going to take them to your store. But it's not going to take them to where to track it. It's going to take them to the actual product. And so in your navigation, what you also want to make sure that you have the simple order status app. This allows them to put in their email and their order number and automatically check their tracking number whenever it's ready. And if you have Overload or Shopify, or you even have a VA doing it for you, whenever your tracking number is inside of your orders, they're going to be automatically able to see how to track it and receive the tracking number. So, but what you want to do is you're going to send them to the product, and in the navigation, you're going to make sure that there's a link that says check my order. And in the description, you're going to write in red, if you wish to track your order, click on check my order above in the navigation. And so what you're doing is you're kind of tricking them. So most of the time, they will already have a tracking number. It might not work. It may work. You know, this is how AliExpress works sometimes. But what you're doing is you're getting them to the product page to actually order again. So it's giving them a second chance to look at the order. They click on the order, and then they go ahead and track their order. And the reason why this works so well is because this whole time they're feeling like they could trust you even more. So they're receiving, so basically because they're receiving information from you, you're answering the questions before they even ask it. We already know what they're going to ask. So basically we're helping them out along the way. They already feel as if this is a good store. I may want to buy before my product even arrives because they feel like they trust you already. All right. So now after 7 days from the purchase, now you're just going to send out a friendly letter that says track your order. Now this time, once again, you're still gathering the trust of your people. This time we're not going to sell them anything. This time we're actually just going to help them out. So we're going to send out an email that says, hello, this is just a friendly letter to ensure you know how to check your tracking. You may check your tracking by the button below on our site. All you need is your order number. After the button, you're going to add a little bit about their order. So this is where you're going to kind of spice up the order again. Use the unboxing of the order. So in this case, the whitening box. I'm sorry, the teeth whitener. There's plenty of different reviews of it. We add a review of it, and we get somebody talking about it. And so you may Google up on it, talk about how important it is to have white teeth, little tips on how to keep your teeth white and healthy, how to keep a healthy smile, things like that. And right before you put that article and that video inside there, you title the content, Did You Know? With the colons, and then you're actually going to have it followed by the article. All right? And so now you're going to give them a free gift after that. So now after 8 days, so now they see how to track it, they get a little bit more information, they're excited about their product again. And now after 8 days, you're going to offer up a free gift once again with that product. Now notice how this lines up again with that last 14 days. That last 14 days that you're offering off a free product with the ad. So these are going to line up together. And that same item they're going to see within their ads, they're also going to see within the email. And this is spaced out over time. So it doesn't seem like you're just saying, hey, buy, 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 buy. But what it does is they get their time in between. It's letting them know information about their items, and it's letting them know information about the product and new items that are to come. So even if they do not buy during this time when they receive their product, more than likely they're going to come back and buy something else. All right, and so basically that's the end of the session. I know it was a lot. I know some of it was advanced. A lot of the ads we're going to go over how to create that. The emails we'll go over how to create that tomorrow. Let's see. I see that there are actually a lot of people that were able to stay here along with us and keep going. So let's see. How many people actually received value from this session today? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for some questions. Yeah, it's definitely been a long time. And if we really built this out, we would have been here all day. So I did kind of space this out. All right. And so one of the questions was, how do you automate this if you have 4 products selling on your store? Now, you're going to have to do this for each product. So if you have 4 different products already selling on your store, then yeah, you have to automate it for each product. My biggest suggestion would be to outsource it. Teach somebody how to do it, or show them how to do it, or even hire somebody that already knows how to do it. Have them do it for you so that you can actually spend more time focusing and thinking of things like this to keep going with and how to increase your business rather than focus on days of creating funnels and emails and all of this together. Because just to create one, it took me about 3 hours just to kind of talk over it. Imagine creating it. You can actually use MailChimp. I use multiple different email automations. So such as I use ActiveCampaign, I use Klaviyo. Klaviyo is really good for Shopify, and I do use MailChimp. You can do most of this, well, you can do all of this actually on MailChimp as well. Yes. So one of the other questions was, can you show us how to do the automation email flow? Yeah, we'll show that. We'll show that tomorrow. Um, Actually creating this and making it as well. Okay. And when you use, and so one of the questions was, when do you use the retargeting? You use the retargeting after you have a consistent winner. Um, the basically you want to make sure before you put in all this time for, you want to make sure that it's an item that's scalable. So if you see that the sales are going up, you want to increase the sales even more, take it to a whole nother level. Now you implement all this. Um, and so before, so if you're still testing items, I won't suggest to do all of this just yet. Make sure that you have a consistent winner and something that's made about like 50 sales or so, so that basically you're not wasting your time on something that may not really work, but that it already shows promise, and now you can invest more time into increasing the sales on it. Okay, y'all. So yes, definitely. We'll see about getting the recording out. Um, yeah, like I said, I know it's a lot to take in, so definitely, definitely. I hope everybody took notes, and we'll see about that replay. And we'll go over this again tomorrow. So um, for all of you that are ready, we're gonna go over this tomorrow. We're gonna show how to make it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.